Ever wish you had superpowers? Well, the people in this list have hidden godly powers, so they can easily kick everyone's asses. Today, we're going to go over 10 anime where the schoolboy has hidden godly powers. Let's go! 10. Phil Brain Kami no Puzzle.
全部で3個だ。
それがあるべき情報か。それなら答えが見える。食器物ドワーフはオレンジ、イエロー、ブルー。
Are you tired of main characters who are always good at kicking asses? Then how about the main character who's genius at solving puzzles? Yep, this guy is one of those smarty pants main characters you won't see in a lot of anime nowadays. Meet Kaito Damon. What's so special about him apart from being an average high school student? He's a demon at solving puzzles. So when he faces one of the most complex puzzles of all time, he decides to solve it in order to challenge his intellect. Turns out this puzzle is more dangerous than he thought, and the stakes are higher than he imagined. If you're tired of main characters who complete the jobs with their fists, then watch this anime where the main character defeats his opponents using his brain. 9. Kami-sama Kazoku.
もしかしてこいつ俺が降りてくるの待ってた？そんでもってチンしたり食器の片付けとかしようと思ってた。
Can you take a look at the main character of this show and say he's a god? Yup, you heard that right. This guy right here may look like a normal high schooler, but in truth he comes from a family of gods. He enrolls in the school to learn about human customs, but he soon realizes being a human isn't easy when he gets a crush on a transfer student. Kamizama Kazu is not a show where the main character has hidden godly powers because he receives them from someone. It's one of those shows where the main character straight up becomes a god. This anime doesn't deal with gods, demigods, and all that godly stuff in an interesting way, so make sure to give it a watch. 8. C3 Cube Cursed Curious. If you're tired of all the serious action anime out there, then it's time you checked an anime with a bit of fan service. Okay, bit of a might be an understatement because this show shoves fan service right at your face. Based on the light novel series written by Minase Suzuki, C3 follows Yachi Haruki, a high school boy with an uncanny trait of being resistant to curses. When Yachi comes across a mysterious black cube, he later finds out that it was a cursed object that contained a girl named Fear within it. The two team up as they fight other cursed objects and their owners. This is one of those less serious shows you can enjoy within this niche. 7. Big Order.
お前の願いは
俺の願いは。
Here's another show with tons of fan service with an overpowered protagonist. This handles some really big concepts, and even though the execution of them might not be the best, it's still an enjoyable show. The story takes place in a world where it went through a great destruction event where the world collapsed and many people died. The cause of it all was a wish that our main protagonist, Eiji Hoshimiya, had made as a child to a fairy named Daisy. As time passed by and the world returned to normal, other people named Orders received special powers, and now they were after Eiji's life because of the wish that he made. Yeah, it has a bit of survival element to it too, so make sure to give it a watch. 6. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Now, this guy isn't going to kick any asses anytime soon, but he gets a nice girlfriend. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches is one of those bad boy good girl anime with a unique twist. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches is about Ryu Yamada, the delinquent in the class who barely gets good grades at his studies. One day while walking the staircase, he accidentally trips and falls on the A student of the school, Urara Shiraishi. The two swap bodies and soon learn kissing swaps their bodies back. He soon joins a peculiar group known as the Supernatural Research Club, where he, Urara, and his friends try to solve the mystery behind his powers. If you want to take a break from action shows, then this is the show for you. 5. In Another World with My Smartphone. This is what happens when a schoolboy gets superpowers from a smartphone. God, who accidentally kills 15-year-old Tuya Mochizuki, decides to send him to another world with a smartphone. This smartphone doesn't allow Tuya to contact people from his world, but it has some cool features that make your iPhone look like garbage. Apart from giving him a supernatural smartphone, God also increases Tuya's magical and physical strength. Now, Tuya begins his journey on this fantasy world and befriends many allies. You don't have to guess it, most of these allies are female, so this is going to be a harem anime. 4. The Disastrous Life of Saiki K.
正解はこの地味な男サイキクスを。どう見ても私とは釣り合わないごく普通の男。なんでこんなやつを好きになっちゃったのか。
What happens when you're an Esper who wants to live in peace? Seriously, all this guy wants is to have a peaceful life without any troubles. But the people around him never let him live in peace. Either it be the idiotic mumblings of his big best friend, or the two psychics who always blow away their disguises, or the most popular girl in school who has fallen in love with him, and Psyche now has to manage all of this while keeping his own powers a secret. Psyche, on the other hand, is an Esper, not a normal Esper, an overpowered Esper. How can he keep his powers a secret without revealing it to his friends? Watch the anime and find out. 3. Higurashi Gu.
おはようリカ。
さとこ。
親友の私には挨拶はないんですの？それともやっぱりあれも嘘だったんですね。
This new Higurashi isn't like the old Higurashi. And yes, this time it isn't the schoolboy who gets the powers. And the real culprit of the show is revealed during the end. So it's going to take some time for the story to progress. The new Higurashi storyline that started with Higurashi-ku expanded the series and even introduced a new villain while hinting at an even larger multiverse tied to the visual novel Umineko. Higurashi Sotsu is a direct continuation of Ku and finally resolves the mysteries the previous season built and even hints at a new Umineko anime adaptation. If you're a fan of mystery and thrillers, then this is a must-watch. 2. God of High School. Welcome to the biggest fighting tournament of the decade. Yup, every guy and girl in this show fights to their death, and since it's animated by MAPPA, it's going to be fun to watch. In South Korea, students in high school can compete with each other in order to become the best fighter in the country. This is what our protagonist Shin Mori is trying to achieve. But surprise, surprise, this boy has more than what meets the eye. His divine powers are explored later in the series, and soon everyone realizes this tournament has its own mystery. If you need a good martial arts anime plus an overpowered protagonist showing who the god of the show is, then this anime would fit right into your watch list. 1. Charlotte. Everyone knows Charlotte, but I'm including it in this list to give you a final push to watch this anime. The anime starts off with Hugh Tosaka, a boy who has the ability to possess another person for a few seconds. He uses this for his advantage and mostly minds his own business. But things change when he's recruited by the president of Oshinumi Academy. Charlotte may start off as a lazy guy becoming the good guy of the show, but once a certain tragedy hits them, he goes dark. And let's just say the show isn't going to be so much wholesome after that. If you need a good supernatural show with a boy who has godly powers, this is the show for you. So there goes 10 anime where the schoolboy has hidden godly powers. As usual, let me know down below in the comments section about the show you're interested in the most, and don't forget to remind anyone who missed. And if you haven't joined our growing community, make sure to hit the subscribe button along with the bell notification to be updated. With that said, hope you guys stay safe and stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.